Pick 'em, clip 'em, and light 'em, boys. Deadwood Tobacco's about to blow some smoke. Introducing the lineup for tonight. Your pretty boy and host, the always handsome Pierce. The freestyle and visionary of Deadwood Tobacco, Wild Bill. Fresh off the boat and quick with his smoke, introducing Stash. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the DTC Blow and Smoke podcast number 7. Holy shit, we've been doing this forever. We are like old hands at this whole
14
podcast
weeks.
days.
Yeah.
Want to thank everybody for tuning in and continuing to tune in. We are on the 4th episode of the dinner pairing, which is the Desert. Anyways, I am Handsome Pierce. I have Mr. Bill over here with me.
Boom, shakalaka, laka, boom, boom.
And Tony the Stash.
Well, hello.
Hi. So we're going to be running through the, so we already covered what? We covered the,
Hors d'oeuvres.
Yep, hors d'oeuvres. And then we covered the salad. And then we covered the main course, the dinner. And now we're going to just jump right into the dessert because why not?
Now, before we do this, a lot of people are not probably most likely at a dinner situation going to take the 4 cigar and smoke it. Because as you know, we did the VSG Spellbound. So we're going bigger, longer, because you're going to now talk to people, right?
Right.
No.
Or, right, you're taking it home. He's like, I'm done. I don't like these people.
I'm out.
I only have a helicopter and they got jets, so forget it. Yeah. But
or you're looking in like VSG. That's a nice spendy stick. I'm going to take that one home and enjoy it on my own time.
Right. True, which there's nothing wrong with that. And then they'll go to the peanut butter ganache chocolate cake afterwards.
Right.
Because they're not going to take that home.
Right.
So at the end of the meal, right, you got a full-bodied cigar like the VSG, which has a lot of cedar notes, black cherry, and an undertone somewhere in there of a tartness, which tartness is pretty good.
Right.
I mean,
Need it to counteract the crap you're going to be eating.
you mean the wonderful
It's
dessert?
a big old plate of shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, this is decadent, rich history here that we're going to eat tonight.
It is.
This company is phenomenal.
And I spent all day cooking it.
I mean,
the company.
When you really think about the company that we're going to be eating their food of tonight, what a great American story.
It is a great American story.
is.
It's like build a city around that shit.
Schools, cities, sports,
Amusement park?
everything.
Oh, there is an amusement
Yeah,
park, isn't
I've
there?
been
Yeah,
to it.
fuck it. Oh, yeah. Nice.
I mean,
Very nice.
the guy was pretty genius, right, when he thought about things. Like, instead of buying cows, he just bought a dude's farm and paid him to milk the cows. So it was his own farm. He's like, I'll take all your milk. And tonight we're doing a chocolatey, yummy dessert from Hershey's.
Very nice.
And I don't mean candy bar.
Not the squirts.
No.
No. Ooh, that'd be, well, that might, that could, nah, never mind.
Technically,
Is a Hershey squirt just a tiny bit of chocolate?
and a whole lot of peanuts.
But is it wrapped in foil? That's the question. No.
Gold flake.
Yes.
Gold flake.
Before we get into the other part, I want to thank Mark Stevens for writing into us. We're getting a couple of emails here and there. We'd love to hear from you guys. I'm going to read this one real quick. He sent some really great artwork. There's a tumbler that he kind of put his own logo on there with the pick 'em, clip 'em, and light 'em. That was a really heartwarming thing on a Saturday. That got me through a Saturday night.
Actually, there was 4 tiers.
There was.
2 from your nose because you're crying so much.
Yes.
And only the 2 tears that his tear ducts allowed him to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I manned up and I was like, it looks good. It looks awesome.
He actually inhaled the cigar I watched.
He left it up because that was the first thing I saw Sunday morning when I came in. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
well, what's this?
That's because I had to email it to myself before I left that night because I knew I wasn't going to be back until Tuesday to respond, and I'd never fucking remember.
Yeah.
Did you send him anything?
Yeah, I sent him an email back. You said anything. You did not specify.
Fair enough.
What anything
Did you
is.
send him a quality gift?
I have not because I do not have his address. But Mark, if you'd like to write in and give us your address, we got a nice little
Something.
something for you.
Something.
Cracker Jack, if you will.
And we still are getting a periodic call to the shipping lady. She still gets tripped out.
Oh, yeah. That's fun when you do
And
that.
and I'm sure people are probably listening right now going, how does she get tripped out? She's gotten calls. because she's blown away that somebody's actually calling her at DTC.
Yeah.
Because she's the quiet one.
That's not us.
Yeah. Well, she's quiet except on Friday. Oh, nice job, earthquake.
Did you
That was
see?
about a 0.3,
Did you see that?
So. Yeah.
I mean, it all moved. Like, I try to stretch my leg out and kick the camera.
I do it all the time. It's okay.
It's because in our high quality office that we have here, our studio, if you will, it's all kind of strategically put together very close to our legs.
How did you like your Nicaraguan espresso?
This guy?
Yeah, that guy.
Very good.
It's gone.
No, I'm savoring it. It's
No,
going
I mean,
slow.
my sip's gone. Watch.
Oh. Because it's all.
If you like cold
about
brew
indulgence.
Nicaraguan espresso, pour it hot, and then come to South Dakota, and it'll cool off real quick.
Yeah. Put it in the snow. It'll be all right.
Or just come down to the shop, that'd be fine too. And cool.
Hey,
right
hey,
off.
hey!
I'm gonna
It
have
was
some-
it was warmer today in the shop than it was going home.
Wow, for sure.
If you right?
Yeah.
It was warm when we showed up.
Yeah. It was 55 in that corner, which means it was 42 everywhere else. It's a good sound clip. It really is.
He's going to the bathroom.
They're just trying to quietly pour my beer, and everything stops. I'm like, shit.
It's like eating a fucking Werther's original in a movie theater. All right, so we are smoking the VSG Sorcerer tonight.
Spellbound, isn't it, Ethan?
Spellbound?
The big guy.
Yeah, this is Sorcerer.
Yes.
Or is it supposed
Sorcerer is a little skinnier, guys.
Oh, okay.
A little shorter.
All right.
Well,
But it's a
right
big bad boy. I mean, it's a big stick. Were we right?
Sorcerer.
Told you you're right. Yeah, we win. Podcast wins. Hey, I was challenging your education through the training process you received on Ashton product in the humidor.
But then you turned around and made me double guess myself, which
Right.
was not right. And
Yeah,
I'm like, no,
no.
I thought it was a Sorcerer.
You knew it.
Yeah.
That's what's funny here at DTC. There is training. Don't think these guys don't know what they're doing. They get homework. They have to have questions. We work this job.
We do.
So when I throw a curveball out like that, because they know as at Ashton, they look at me like, wait a minute, you do know.
Yeah.
He knows more than us. No. We, especially a line like that we all have been over.
Right.
Right.
And it's fun because it keeps you on your toes. It's not meant to hijack your thoughts and confuse you as much as
You
it's,
hijacked my thoughts and confused me.
that's the Marine in me going after the Navy guy. Yeah. Oh, by the way, before we
Oh, hey,
continue.
yeah.
Dude, this dude came in. Mm-hmm. And how long were you at that island in Washington?
2004 to 2006, and
You-
then 2010 to
They were there.
Retired.
They were there at the same time.
Yep.
Probably.
Yeah, this dude was
'Cause
like
he was 2012, I think he said.
10 to 12. Yeah.
10 to 12, yeah.
Yeah, so I
And-
would have been on cruise a lot, but I would have been
Tony?
technically in the island.
Tony, he told me what I did, and I go, "Oh, you're Rosie the Riveter," because he said he did airplane stuff,
Right.
and I just had to keep going.
Yeah.
And then he tried to come at me, and I was like, Chief ain't gonna let you say that. I know it, and that's what started. And he's like, "Well, get Chief down here."
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I'm sitting in my Hugh Hefner robe going,
I said that
fuck
too.
I'm
I know.
coming
I
down.
said that.
He's like, well, if you can get him out of his robe, he might come down.
I'm semi-retired, man. My ass sits at the house, and I might get dressed at 2 in the afternoon. Ah, shit, I got to go out and shovel that walk.
I thought you might get there in your robe, fucking whatever.
I was thinking about it, but no.
But
Let
yeah,
the boy swang.
he was excited. They smoked a cigar. That was an interesting group there. It was 3 couples. And normally in a group like that, you'll find somebody that doesn't like somebody. Mm-hmm. But in that group today, there was no...
There's no wallflower facing the wall, timid or anything. There was no fucking overly exuberant person that was taking over the whole conversation. It
No.
was just level.
Three couples.
And 3 young couples at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well, this guy couldn't have been that because I did remember one, but he was in my squadron. But I mean, he was like an airman when I was
Nah,
in
this
first class.
dude's young.
Yeah. Well, maybe I don't know.
But the funny story that I heard, if you listen to him, was it would be like me looking at you saying, "Your mom sucks," and you're like, "I know." And then Pierce would jump on you because he knows your mom.
Yeah.
But we'd be like, "But your dad's cool," and they shared these stories, right? And it was like my own childhood. It was crazy because the one girl was like, "But your mom's so cool," and they're like, "Yeah, my mom is."
It was like watching a fucking sitcom where everybody got along and it's almost creepy but kind of cool at the same time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was, and they're all from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
The
Shout out
beer
to
drink.
Keith, man. Thanks for coming in today, Keith. What?
Good job, Keith. I wasn't there, but enjoy.
This is Chief. So if you recognize him,
Yeah.
I'd be just keep it to yourself.
Get rid of this. Just trim all this off, and
By the way, Yuli's Tobacco in Milwaukee might be getting a new refurbished pipe guy.
Oh, nice. Oh.
Yeah, because he's from there, so I told him they could fix his stuff. Or Rich Lewis out of Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, because you guys were talking about estate pipes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking for a meerschaum.
Yeah, because...
After 4 years, one guy asked for a meerschaum.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Those are super expensive. They're like $400. Like, yeah, if you want them to be, they sure can. I'll get you a $400 pipe.
I'll find you a $60 pipe.
Whatever price tag I want to put on it.
Right.
No.
Because for those who don't know, we do sell pipes. We do sell pipe tobacco. We don't do the pipes online because we are a small retailer of them. But if you're looking for pipe tobacco, make sure to jump onto www.deadwoodtobacco.com. Make sure you get one of the blends that we make there in-house. We're licensed to make 6 different brands, and they are all delicious, except for the Joe's Campfire, in my own personal opinion. But that's,
see, no. But no. Can't
do that.
No, you can't do that. I mean, I'll give you that you don't like it, your personal opinion. But
personal opinion. People love it, dude.
The campfire dog, think about this. If you actually had your pipe outside in the crisp fall with a s'more and that pipe tobacco, done, you'd enjoy it.
Yeah. It's the peppery.
It's smoky.
It's like the opposite of my cigars. And I was talking to Todd about this last weekend, and we were talking about how our like flavors for pipe tobaccos differ from our flavor for cigars. Like deep, rich, like peppery, fucking kick you in the back of the throat for cigar, and then like, oh, butterscotch in your pipe, you know?
No, I don't know.
It's more about the aromatics with the pipe than it is.
Okay, then we're going to have another class on pipes with you because we're going to smoke non-aromatics per se.
For sure.
Yeah, where you got to take the flake, grind it up in your hand. It doesn't have all
Louisiana
the
Perique. That's it.
No.
Nothing else.
No.
Second bowl is Latakia.
Right. Yeah.
Followed up by the main course, which is rope.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rope?
No, I've had the rope before when Joe was here.
Oh, my God. I had rope from Cigar and Tobacco out of 105th Metcalf, Kansas City. The owner, he gave me some, right? And let me tell you, that is something I didn't want when I was doing creative writing.
Right.
That spun my head in the wrong way. They all laughed. I couldn't find sugar. I couldn't find nothing. My whole body felt light. It was not a good feeling.
Right. Explain the sugar while you're on it to people that don't know why we were talking about sugar if the smoke is a little bit too heavy.
So we know that people come in and we try to put them into the right time, the right style of cigar. But we also know that we're a gambling town. And sometimes after we take the time and we explain to them, no, you don't want that Ashton VSG. Trust me, you didn't eat. You told me that. It's going to hurt you. Mm-hmm. So they start smoking and we tell them sugar. See, a lot of people think it's nicotine that's causing the issue where you get the sweaty forehead, the fire in your belly, and your mouth turns to Niagara Falls, and then it's over.
And green.
Yeah. Right. Now, if you slam your Coca-Cola or root beer or packet of sugar underneath your tongue, you counterbalance that. You won't have to run outside. The sugar drops on the inside, and then that's where you get the shakes and everything happens. But if you would just right then and there have a little sugar, because if you ever watch on some of these owners' podcast or they're doing a little snippet, they always have some fine chocolate there or something like that. And they don't eat it. They just nib it. And when you nib it, it gives you enough sugar back in on a strong cigar that you're going to be able to handle it. So for people out there, if you're feeling funky from smoking even a mild cigar, medium or full-bodied, don't worry. Just a little sugar back into your system. You'll be normal. So if you're going golfing, right, you buy 4 Robustos and you know you're no good. You get yourself an Ashen Age Maduro because it looks dark and mean and aggressive, and it's not. It's beautiful.
Nope.
But then you find 3 other full-bodied Robustos just as dark, which there's plenty.
Yeah.
Take the bands off, light your smoke it, play skins with them. Because if you're a bad golfer, they're going to be worse.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have the shakes. They're going to shank. They're going to dick out at the ladies. They're going to do all these things.
Dick out.
Well, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you don't hit the ball past the ladies' tee. You got to walk with your dick out.
Yeah.
That's why I don't golf. I don't want that thing dragging.
Not the picture that I got in
No,
my
that
head.
wasn't.
I meant the golf club.
Yeah, I completely get what you're saying.
Because I'm embarrassed that I didn't hit it that far.
I was completely like, this is not where I thought this was going to go.
Maybe not the dick out. Maybe just tuck it.
Hey, all you golfers know what I'm talking about. That's why I don't golf. I'm horrible at it.
Me too.
But that's what sugar does, right? It puts it back in your system, creates that chemistry balance again. And you're fine because through the fermentation process, things like nicotine can be sweated out. So in a blonde cigar, there could be more nicotine. But on a full-bodied cigar, there could be more sugar. So you have to watch that and understand what you're doing with what you eat and what you drink. That's why this whole pairing on a dinner is important. Because if we start full-bodied at a dinner, what's going to happen? There's not enough sugar even at the salad, nor the hors d'oeuvres.
Right.
So you're going to go into that meal shaking and going, what the hell are we doing?
Yes.
That's when you get that milk chocolate out and you take a nibble.
That's that one guy that came
Bringing
in.
it full circle. I like that. I like how you came back around.
Yeah.
Yep. Got her.
First year I was at the store. Guy comes in. He was just turned. It was before we went to 21. So he was. No, he was 21. I think he just turned 21 actually. Came in and sat there, and I went in the humidor. Hey, you need some help? Find something? No, I'm gonna look around a little bit. Mm-hmm. Okay, let him go. Come out. Had I think it was I don't remember. It was a dark, heavy-bodied cigar, and I'm like, oh, you know what you're getting into that? And he goes, yeah, a little bit. And I'm like, oh, okay,
All right.
all right. I said, well, why don't you come with me? I'll show you a couple others. And I think I brought him towards one other one, a light Connecticut, and got that for him. And he goes, well, I'll have that light one first. And I'm like, oh, okay. He grabbed it. And back at the time, we had two big couches or the two chairs up in the front of the store.
Yeah.
With the table. So he goes up there and sits and like, you want some water or anything, man, or some drink? He's like, no, I'm good. Okay. Fired that thing up, and I'm sitting there watching him because there's only like 3 or 4 people wandering through. And I just look over at him, and he was green, like green.
He inhaled it.
Yeah, his shirt was green. He was greener than his shirt was. I'm like, dude, you doing all right? And I went and got a Coke for him and brought it over. I said, hey, drink some of this, man. Oh, I'm good. And he's like drooling. He looked like a great
Sweating,
slobbering and drooling and shaking. And I'm like, here, drink this Coke, man. Just do it.
Do it.
Just trust.
And he finally admitted, oh, it's my first time having a cigar. I said, well, rule number 1, you don't inhale a cigar.
Right.
So,
Rule number 2, if you're walking into an establishment that is known for selling cigars, maybe trust us in what we say.
Yeah.
We might know a little bit.
yeah, we're
Come on. That's not fair because you've all witnessed how I hustled a humidor, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then they're like, yeah. And Tony, this happened to you actually when I was in the humidor. You were smoking a cigar, and they came up with 2, and you told me this. They said, Tony goes, oh, that's a nice cigar. And the guy goes, well, why aren't you smoking? He goes, I can't afford that.
Yeah. Literally
Right? And the guy goes, oh, well, and he kind of like rolled his eyes a little bit. The guy in the humidor said.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, I'd listen to him. He owns this place.
Yeah. I was like, well, he's only done it for like 25 years. I think he knows what he's talking
He
about.
might have a clue on what's
Yeah.
going on here.
But because of my delivery and how I express
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
they're like, who's this radical human being? Why? I know why they got him in this glass room because he's a zoo animal.
We keep him in the cage.
There was this one kid that came up, and he had been back, and I think he got a tabernacle or something of the sort, just a nice, heavy fucking motherfucker of a cigar. And he comes up. No. He was the one that was asking in the humidor which was the most expensive one. So he got the,
Prodrone 80th.
Yeah, 80th, yeah. And he brought that up, and I just looked at him, and I was like, hey, man, you looking for something sweet to smoke tonight? And he's like, yeah, I want to get a sweet cigar. And I said, cool. And I slid the cigar off, and I put it underneath the thing, and I was like, so here's the thing. I'm not going to have you disrespect that cigar or yourself or this store by smoking 2 inches or an inch of that and then putting it out. Let's go find you one that's going to be more your style. Oh, thanks, man. Walked out with a goddamn groovy blue.
You mean you just lost a $44 sale?
I did.
I subtracted the groovy blue out of that, by the way.
Yeah.
I
we
know. I know. But at the same time, I was just like, ah, man. And he's like, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm just so glad that you turned me on to this. And I was like, look, man, you're going to come back here and you're going to get 20 of those groovy blues. You would have smoked that one cigar, thought it was too heavy, and then you would have never walked back in here because you wouldn't have trusted what we said. We're not here for one sale. We're here for a lifetime of sales.
By the way, that's a good idea. We should run a special on the groovy blue. Mm-hmm. You buy a bundle of them, you get a free fucking Big League Chew.
Let's find the
Don't inhale, dumbass.
I didn't.
Let's find the Big League Chew first.
It's on Amazon. We can find it.
Okay.
They got watermelon, cherry, grape,
Well, you'd get grape if
and
you were gonna
original.
get any of it.
Right. But see, I like the original.
Yeah.
And you just eat that whole thing, and I'm
Yeah.
a baseball player. And then you try to.
like mix it half and half with Levi Garrett and see how they fare then.
I mean, you would be that person at the party.
You know why?
Yeah.
'Cause you
Here's-
can.
No, here's my first introduction to tobacco is when I was 10 years old. I was with my grandpa out at his milking farm. I go out there and he's got his Copenhagen and he's, packing it up and then he takes a big lick of it. And I was like, oh, Grandpa, that's awesome. Can I try some? And he's like, yep. I said, all right, what do I do first? He goes, open the can up. Or he said, pack it with your knuckle. So I packed it with my knuckle. He said, all right, now open the can up. I said, okay. Now what do I do, Grandpa? And goes, you take your tongue and you dig it in there as far as you can. Take a big lick. And I said, okay. So I'm like, okay, huh? He's like, now you chew it up and swallow it just all in one bite. And so I did because, he's my grandfather. I should probably trust that son of a bitch. So I did.
He wouldn't steer you wrong.
Yeah.
No.
So I did. And then I threw up violently for a while. And he goes, bet you won't do that shit again for a while. The old lessons that you learn from the old people. And that's why, fuck everybody else. They need to experience that too.
No. Because see what just happened there?
Do you ever spit?
Him? No. God, no.
Yeah.
That's an iron
You,
stomach.
you wouldn't even know that he had it in because he had it lined on the top of
He
his
didn't
gums,
have
on
a
the bottom of his gums.
He didn't have a stomach anymore. That
No,
shit
God,
that
no.
burned a hole straight right out his ass.
What's that?
Yes.
That's exactly what
I
happened.
was there.
Yeah.
So, damn Marines, right? So, you get baptized through fire,
Yeah.
and we're peeling back now, right? Everything's calmed down. We get to come back.
Right.
So the whole damn company was in one GI tent. There was no racks. You just rolled out your yummy bitch and
it.
that. So, I'm a man now, right? I'm 19 years old. I walked through the fire, and I think I can do it. I'm going to try that Copenhagen because I see nothing but these Texan dudes and they putting these chaws in. And I'm like, I'm going to do this. And they're like, nah, balls, you don't want to do that. I'm like, yeah, I do. Dude, I took the wimpiest Copenhagen,
Yeah.
and my mouth started salivating like Niagara Falls. I'm like, I'm looking at them. I'm like, yo, you guys ain't spitting. They're like, nah, man, we swallow it. And I'm like, nope. I ran outside. As soon as the sun hit me, it was straight up violent.
Projectile vomiting.
This napkin, I was whiter than that. And in the desert, I just barfed and barfed and barfed and barfed. And I swear to God, I was never going to try tobacco.
But the camel spiders were happy.
How about those?
Anyway.
But the most fucked up thing about it, all of it is, you're still smoking tobacco.
Oh, yeah.
Because of that memory.
That's the funniest part because it was probably 13 years old is when I started chewing, and then 14 is when I started smoking cigarettes, and then 16 is when I started smoking a pipe. And so
Not with weed, bro. Tobacco.
No.
Okay, good.
Tobacco. I didn't smoke
Because
weed
we don't
until I was
promote
18.
No.
the illegal tobacco green stuff. That's
No.
illegal federally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't come into DTC and think you're going to smoke a vape pen full of THC. We do not do that in South Dakota.
What about you, Stash? You seem like you've been smoking since you were like 5.
Pretty much.
He's a squid, bro.
What was your first tobacco experience?
Oh, well, I always did my dad had the cigarettes, so he smoked the really high-end Carltons back in the day. Oh, yeah.
It's not unusual.
So you might as well not even been smoking.
Yeah.
So that's what I started on. And then later on, I figured out it was funny. I was in military school, so I'd go get Marlboro Lights, right? And got Marlboro Lights. The seniors were like the officers, right? They were the top dogs. So they'd come in there. They knew I smoked Marlboro Lights. Locker check. Take my damn pack of smokes.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, all right, assholes. Watch
See how
this.
this game's going.
The next day I went down, got Benson and Hedges menthol 100s. Started smoking those.
Fuck yeah.
They left them.
Oh yeah, he'd come in. Locker check. I'm like, cool. He'd be like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, they ain't Marlboro Lights. That's fucking gross. Threw it back in the locker and left. I'm like, yep.
Yeah. You betcha. Fuck
Smoked
yeah.
them for a while, and then I finally switched back over.
No.
Like, my tobacco experience is horrible. Took the parents' cigarettes to a public grade school. We all smoked. I vomited.
Right.
I tried chew. I vomited.
Right.
Right? So I'm still in the Marine Corps, and I'm like, I'm still a man. I'm going to do a pipe. And I don't remember, it was somewhere, and I went to a tinderbox. Dude sold me a pipe and some pipe tobacco. Never told me how to pack that motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Man, I got back to the barracks, went outside, I'm packing them. I go to light. I can't get nothing going on. I throw that out, try again. I went the opposite way, just a little light. Man, I inhaled that pipe. I didn't know. The guy didn't tell me, right? I'm halfway through the bowl. And again,
You had cinders going down your throat. And
I was literally against smoking, period. So when I met Jody, right, and years down the road, I'm like, pull over, I want a cigar. It's my birthday. That was my heroin experience right there. I have not given up a cigar since. And I didn't puke well that time.
Well, that's good.
Okay.
Part of his Spanish Rosada is
We
what
are
got
doing
me.
dessert, I think.
Yeah, no,
No, we are.
We're on
But-
dessert. I mean,
Side stories, but
yeah,
it's
side
dessert.
story. It's fun stuff.
But remember, at a dinner, right, everything is on pace.
Right.
You got the breadcrumb guy, the water guy. So you don't really get to interact other than the person to your right or left.
Right.
At the dessert, everybody's full.
Right.
They're relaxed. Couple people leave.
Stories start flying.
Right.
Yeah.
This is what
where
the
fun
dessert is
goes.
about. This is the ultimate. Now we're going to start talking about, man, what did you think about that lobster, whatever, man, that stuff. And somebody else will be like, yeah, but it was a little too sagey, right?
Yeah.
Which is why there's so many different cigars that you could pair up as you do this. You don't have to stick vertical with one company. You can have multiple different companies to create this experience. Many different foods. I mean, a lot of people at home don't even realize they actually have their own pairings that they do every time they probably smoke. They get their Crown Royal apple, they get their whatever cigar, and they're barbecuing or they're doing something.
Right.
They're doing it.
No.
They just maybe not have thought, hey, I'm going to get this big smoky thing, but I'm doing a sweet drink and I'm doing something else. And it's like, how did that really work?
Right.
Now, the overall experience that individual had is what's driving him to do that.
Right.
And he would see, or she would see, down the road, they'll probably start adding and subtracting things to make it more refined, both the food, the drink, and the smoke. That's why it's an experience when you do this. Oh, yeah, I've been eating the chocolate dessert, by the
Oh,
way.
so have I.
Well, mine's been staring at me at the table there, and I'm like, well, you're
Yeah, go for it.
talking, so I'm going to go ahead
So
and
this is
shout out.
this is really, when it comes to the last portion of the cigar, you know, you've been at this dinner for a while.
Yeah.
This isn't one of them, here's your plate of food, get in line, here's your bag, go have a good time. So normally at these things, when they're all done and well thought out, it is an experience. And when you're smoking your last cigar at the dessert, you're going to stay because you want that chocolate torte ball that cracks and it's full of yumminess.
Right.
And we're also doing a Nicaraguan espresso, which we had on our palate, to go along with the Ashton VSG.
Yes.
Some of you are doing beer.
Yep. That's
Some of you.
You drank
Some
the
of the
espresso.
one person is doing beer.
sorry. Creature of habit.
But this is what it's about, is enjoying the conversation, the evening, the drink, and at this portion of the meal, you really don't feel that your mouth is inundated because it was layered, cleaned, right? You had your lemon sorbet, so you're starting all over, and you're adding, but you're building each time. So like the VSG with its spice can cut in to everything you did on that palate that night. But it also has a nice cedary note that kind of like blocks things out.
No.
And that's where I believe you, when we lit this up and we were talking prior,
Yeah.
you get a little tart.
I do.
Now,
I call it tanginess. I don't know why, but it's just, that's the
Tart
tanginess.
tangy, right?
Yeah.
Like a sweet tart?
Kind of. No.
But no, because I don't think Robbie Levin's going to like, hey, sweet tarts, let's get in here. That's not his style. He's a traditionalist.
Right.
So when you look at his portfolio and the VSG, it's a very great cigar in its own right. It started the full body market, right? And if I'm right, and I could be wrong, which if I'm wrong, then somebody from Ashton will email us, which would be kind of cool because that means they're listening.
Yeah.
Now, I heard a story
We got 4 fucking episodes with their cigars being.
This story I heard when I worked at Ashton about the VSG. Now, this is a funny story because Ashton at this time had a lot of mild stuff, but Mr. Levin wanted a full-bodied cigar, right? And Carlito was like, "You don't smoke full body. I'm not doing it." So they made the VSG for him. And then when the VSG first came out, it was supposed to be a soft box press like this one, but it was a round. It didn't work right. So they pulled them off the shelf. Sent the real ones, the box press, when they fixed it.
Right.
Now, those are known as VSG rounds. They're out there, but like, not really. No. If you had a high-end event, charity event, right?
Right.
And you might be able to, as a rep there, express why you need this VSG round, because it's going to bring in money. And at that time, they're only in cabs at 50. But if you got one, you smoked it because you knew they were like not available anywhere.
I'd go back to my humidor.
Yeah.
No,
Going in the aging box.
no,
I know.
that's the thing. They've been aged for
Yeah, they've been aged now for
right. They're beautiful. I think I smoked one, and then Alex Merrick, when I was working there, he gave me another one, and I wanted to do what you said, put it in the humidor. Right. I drove all the way home. And where I used to live in Minnesota is along the Mississippi, went up and down, right? And I'm talking to Alex for about a good hour, and then I'm like, holy shit, I don't have any gas. It was at 0.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know how long it was at 0.
lights on. It's flashing at you. It's,
I literally would use the gas when I went up,
Yeah.
put it neutral down. I coasted into the damn gas station. Dude, I got lucky because the pump just made it. I got back in the car with my gas, and I lit the VSG round.
Okay.
Like celebrate it.
So I love Sumatra wrappers. They've got the nice baking spice sort of deal to it. And this one, Ecuadorian sun-grown Sumatra, obviously has got a lot more power to it, right? So that's all from the fact that it's a sun-grown, right? This has got more sun, more power, more pepper than a traditional Sumatra. Is that correct?
Well, I would have to say it's a medium to full body because the market changed. So it's not the strongest smoke on the market anymore. And with that knowledge in your head, you got to look at the cigar and what it means to be strong. Strong could mean power, or strong could mean flavor. So it is full flavor, but it's a medium body.
Yeah.
So the flavor that you're getting, the sun-grown, can dance on the palate, right? You feel a little spiciness there. And then the cedar comes in, right? But it doesn't knock you out like their Mi Amor Reserva, which isn't Ecuador, right? But tell me a full-bodied, full-flavored Ecuadorian wrapper that you've smoked. See, this is important.
Full flavor for Ecuadorian.
Yep, full flavor that you have smoked. See, it's pretty hard, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you start thinking about things and you start thinking full-bodied, what is full-bodied when it comes to power? What is full-bodied when it comes to flavor? Then you look at what can an Ecuadorian wrapped on a Nicaraguan do versus Ecuadorian wrapped on a Dominican. So if you pick up the body and you add a little bit to the soul, meaning the filler, you're going to pick up a couple more power points, right? Not flavor, strength.
Yeah.
The other thing is, what's that binder doing underneath this Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper that's sun-grown? Does that have body? Or is it a Cameroon to add sweetness?
Right.
So it depends. Because the flavor that we're talking about comes from the wrapper, 70, 80%. But where's the rest come from, right? The binder and the filler.
Right.
But where does the power come from? Not flavor, power.
The Viso.
The what?
That's a good question, Pierce. What's the Viso, Ethan?
Usually it's that leaf they stick on the inside that's really...
Oh, you're getting confused, son. You're thinking Lajero.
Oh, yes, I am.
Lajero's on top of the plant. Seco, Viso, Lajero, right?
Yep.
Those are the three components of a plant.
Okay.
So
I'm really lost there for a second. I don't know.
The Lajero is put in the middle, though,
Yeah.
right, for the power.
not always. It depends on the master blender. When you look at Pepin Garcia's portfolio, he tends to have a lot of power up front. So the first half inch opens up. And that's when you see the expression of what Pepin wants to do with the cigar. So he front loads it. Other people back load it. Other people put it all the way through.
Right.
Other people put it in the middle.
So you're getting hit right at the end.
You don't know.
Right.
Unless you know the cigar. Because like
Well, and
take
like-
a San Cristobal.
Yeah.
That's power up front.
Yeah.
Then it opens up.
Right.
And it's beautiful. But you have to get through that first half inch.
Well,
it
and
could
just
be
like
dangerous.
the cabinet, when you're going inch by inch by inch, and you're getting those different notes and the different,
Right.
yeah,
It's almost like putting one of those cigarette loads in your cigar.
Yeah,
Where's the fun going to be?
literally was thinking about that earlier
exactly
today.
what I was
oh
thinking.
my god, that is so
Well,
weird.
that also length has something to do with it.
Yeah, length will
Right.
keep it
You get a-
cool or
you get a
keep
little-
it intense.
and
You
diameter.
get a little 40 by 40.
Yeah.
40 by
Oh,
4, I mean.
Dude, the Trey Mystique in this,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that'd
Mike
be-
Tyson first round.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that'd
is.
be Mike Tyson's punch out.
you know, and the funny thing is we were talking about the cherry, the black cherry or whatever, before we got on here, and I had never ever even thought of that as a hint of flavor in this until I ate that fucking brownie.
So then you notice that
then I noticed it.
Now
That,
you're
that
picking it out.
tartness comes out.
Right. Yeah. And well, not even that, but on the retro hail, you're getting just that little bit of the skin of the black cherry.
Oh, that's what you get.
Yeah.
See, for me,
Because it tastes like tannins to me, like a wine tannin would taste. It's got the tannin tinge to it, but it's black cherry, not grape.
well,
Ah, here we go. Sit down and let me tell you a story there, child.
About a son
now,
named
now
Jed.
you make me want to go into that song, Beverly Hills Billy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about a son named
Right.
Jed.
I once smoked in But when you think about it, right, at the end of the meal, coffee, a rich dessert, full-bodied, full-flavored. You're going to enjoy it. It's going to relax you. Your belly's full. Now the conversation starts.
Yeah.
And that's where you meet new friends. That's where business deals, business cards get exchanged, ideas happen. And that's really why you would do this pairing all the way through, because cigars are very, very social.
Yes.
Right.
The amount of times I really smoke a cigar by myself, or in the morning, because nobody else is up and it's by myself. The rest of the time, I'm always with somebody.
Right.
Very rarely. So if you want to do a cigar dinner, you can email us, and we will help you. But also, that book by Joel Sherman, Nat Sherman, The World of Cigars by Nat Sherman. Long story short, Nat Sherman's cigars and cigarettes are no longer, but the book is still out there in their library. It's not expensive. But you read it. Mm-hmm. Did you read it? Mm-mm. Oh, I never gave it to you. You
No,
bypassed
you
it.
did
You're
not.
getting it.
Well, fine. It's not like I don't have time to read.
No shit, Mr. Hugh Hefner. Well, I don't really want to read.
No.
I should give it to your wife to read.
Yeah, okay.
Just tell her there's a murder about 3/4 of the way
Yeah,
through.
that's all you got to put. Yeah, that'll definitely fix that problem. What? There is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Read it. It's like on page 198, but you got to read the preface to get into the actual why the murder happened.
Like you don't even see it coming. Like they
Yeah.
don't even talk about murder until right there.
So a cigar dinner can murder your palate if you don't do it right.
Exactly.
That was weak, but I'll take it.
Yeah, that's what we got to tell her. Because she'll be fishing for the murder
Oh,
and
yeah.
it'll never be there. And then when
Yeah.
she gets done, there was no murder. No, but now you have the knowledge to
Right.
murder your palate.
Yes.
Murder the palate. And the greatest mystery of all was that there was no murder in the murder novel.
Yes.
No.
Well, the part I got to deal is when I get home. Did you guys talk about me again?
Absolutely,
Pretty
we
much.
did.
Yeah. Well,
The
shit,
whole
you're not
fucking
there.
podcast
What are we
was
going to
about
do?
Consuelo.
Yeah. Well, let's watch it. It's not out yet.
Yeah, but you know what? I
think
have
she'll
to
forget
admit,
by
I
then.
should forget by then. Yeah.
you got to admit, she's the emails that come back, super fast shipping, right? We're from South Dakota.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to post this. All of a sudden, got super fast.
Yeah, I know.
Now I know she's like she waits. She
Yeah.
gets her shit done. She waits. UPS is coming. I got more orders I can do.
Yep.
Okay, they're not here. I'm leaving.
Right.
But is it because she gets a lot out and then we continue it that it seems to be going? Because I don't understand. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
right? It's just to get to Florida, it's 3 days.
She's got boobs. That's all it is.
You know what I think it is?
But the mailmen don't look at her.
I think what it is
I think
is
the young one is a little bit.
Oh, good point. He's like, I'm waiting for Tony to die and I'm going to take his house.
Yeah.
And he's going to go, Hey, I got a good lifestyle. I'm a postman.
I'm gonna
I
haunt
won't go
that.
crazy.
I'm gonna haunt that son of a bitch to the end, so it won't matter. Anyway,
Tell us how you really feel.
I think what it is, and I really, really, truly believe this, is that because if you're coming into the shop, you're going to see 6 guys and 1 lady, right? We have a very small staff. We're very, kind of cornered into what we do.
It's a veteran store.
It's a veteran store.
Yeah.
And Tony's got like his shtick. Ethan's got his shtick. Bill's got his. I've got mine. Grimes has his. And her shtick is shipping. And finally, we have one person that is dedicated to one area, and that is the shipping area, which is the biggest exposure to all the outside world of us that never are going to walk into our store, always dream about it, or think that we're a fucking huge warehouse. Or
got to get a hall pass.
Or going to get a hall pass and come down. Mark, motherfucker, come and shake a hand. But I
we're
think
just
it's
normal people.
We finally have somebody that can dedicate their time to this one area, and that's why it's just growing. I don't know, better, and it works. Yeah, it works very well.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I like about having one person do that, and normally there's 2 other people on the shift at the time.
One point of failure.
Correct.
That's exactly what it is.
Yes. That's true.
Because if we ship on a Saturday, it's
She knows.
guaranteed on friggin' Monday we're going to get an email.
Who messed this one up?
I'm like, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, the
And
accountability with her
the
is...
first person to say, not me, is her.
Yes.
Because she knows.
Yeah.
She knows what
Was
she
not
shipped.
me.
When was that shipped? I'm going to go back and ship. I wasn't even here that fucking
She
day.
does.
She will go back and figure out what
Don't mess her
time that
apartment
order
up.
come
No.
in.
What time it came in,
Yep.
what time it was sent out, who
Yeah.
was there at the exact time,
Right.
checking timesheets. It's from those Bird podcasts. She's,
I know.
She's a detective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm a good, honest boy? Fucking, I wouldn't last 10 seconds trying to be cheating on her ass.
I don't even know if I
Yeah,
should
he has a
laugh
burner.
at this one.
He has a burner computer for his extracurricular activities.
It's the one that's
that she
laid in your
doesn't know.
backyard right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's only got 17 accounts. She doesn't know where shit's at. She's like, hey. He's like, don't worry, I got it covered. We're going to sell this. We're going to do this. Now you got your pink G.
Yeah.
And she's like, where'd you get the money? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm retired.
I
We're on a
got an
fixed income.
OnlyFans page. What do you want? Come on now.
He just shows the stash.
Yeah.
Go to stashesdirtypanties.com. Order your...
Now, you know what? If we put him in a bunch of leather shit with a vest and his chair out,
no,
we
no.
could send him to.
No.
We just happen to have a guy that works at the shop that is really good with Photoshop. I'm sure he can make all this happen.
Nope. That shit is not going to. No.
That's going to be a slide on the next podcast.
Because the next call I get asking about a 9x90. Hey, you guys got the 9x90?
I can stash pose with my 9x90.
I'd like him in his kilt.
No, they want the whitey tighties.
Yeah,
they don't
right.
want the kilt. The kilt would be like, we know it's underneath there.
Man, I got to dig way deep to find one of those pair of whitey tighties somewhere.
No, we'll buy you some more. It's fine.
Dude, mine are
good.
still folded perfect.
Yeah.
So, like, if I got inspected today, they could pull out a pair of whitey tighties and see my name that
Yeah.
I had to on
I
the
got
back.
I got a couple. I got 2 of them because when you wear whites and in the Navy, you get the ones that wear whites, and then you always have to send one of the females back to change. Mm-hmm. Why is that? Well, the red hearts are really showing up through that on your panties, so you might want to go back and change. What? Yeah.
Stashes fans only Navy page.
Yeah, no. This is starting to go down the YMCA road
really
really
is.
close.
It
No,
really is.
Negative.
Anyways, just looking around
Horrible.
the table today, at least with
Jesus.
me and Bill, we have 3 different things that you're going to be able to buy on our website. As far as apparel, I've got the DTC Chasing the Dragon sweatshirt, hoodie on right now. Billy has got the long sleeve button up DTC black shop shirt, and also the flat bill with the gray. We're out of the gray right now, but we do have black on black. We do have orange on black. So make sure you're jumping onto the www.deadwoodtobacco.com and ordering those up today.
By the way, you know what would be cool?
What's up?
If these people out there that listen to the voices of us, maybe if this podcast grows, we put a T-shirt out there with the podcast.
You know, Stash had an idea a while ago that I fucking love.
Oh, now you just tell me.
Yeah, no, I think he's told you before. But having the outlines of our face, or just the outlines, so you got the stash,
on
the
the
glasses,
shirts.
and the hat on the shirt, and says "I'm a Stash" or "I'm a Pierce" or "I'm a Bill."
Well,
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do then is, if we do that, I'm gonna make sure Stashes gets put into that Facebook.
Of course you would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
With the big-
Well, he'll have the stash, but he has to have the 990 like right in the middle of the stash.
Yeah, that's going
Just
to be
coming
exactly
down.
what happens.
Yeah,
He doesn't
coming
want a
down from the
baby's
chin.
forearm there.
No.
It would look better on you because your hands are bigger.
Oh, sweet.
So, like, it's the reverse of an Asian lady.
Nah, it's all right.
And that was not a woke comment.
No.
There was a meme that passed on Cigar Rights of America recently, right?
A what?
A meme or whatever that shit is.
meme.
A meme?
A
I call it a
meme.
meme, a meme, a woo-woo.
It's like
I don't
a
get-
woo-woo.
Yeah, it's my woo-woo blanket. But the thing was, you know, individuals can post what they want, right?
Yeah.
Now, some people got a little frustrated because it basically said, you know, a guy's going to have a cigar, blah, 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 blah. But it left out a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And we know women smoke cigars today. But some people really got offended because they were like, if CRA would only do this and this and this, which is cigar rights, they wouldn't have to worry about this. And right? But everybody's too sensitive today. The joke wasn't really funny, but it wasn't horrible. It wasn't negative.
Yeah.
It was a picture of a guy, old school, black and white, sitting on a chair, smoking a cigar and some words.
Yeah.
But today's counter culture, and everybody has to be watching their P's and Q's. I get offended. That just means I don't have to hang out with that person.
Yeah.
That's all that does is cancel that out.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing is, everybody wants to put how they feel onto somebody else, and that's how they should feel. But at any given moment, you don't know what that other individual's dealing with.
Right.
They might have needed that laughter today, and that's how they took it. And they didn't go out and commit suicide because they're a vet, right?
Right.
Or some other destructive thing. Got drinking, drugs, meth, whatever. Fucked up their whole life. But that little joke could have been the one thing that gave them a sunny day when all they felt was the cloud. And other people are like, yeah, but. No, it's not about yeah, but.
No, it's
Because you're a human being. There's going to be something that offends you in life.
Yep.
How are you going to deal with it?
No.
You're going to, well, you can't talk to me like that. No, the person talked to you. It's how you respond.
Yeah, you didn't
Walk
like
away.
it, so you decide to get all confrontational when you can just be like, oh, okay, cool, and off you go.
It's a participation trophy when the first place is the exact same size as the participation.
Look, I didn't get an ice cream cone if the baseball team lost.
Oh, the best one I got was I was watching a what the hell was it? I was in my Hugh Hefner robe, having a cigar. I was upstairs.
You know we're going to have you on one of these in your Hugh Hefner robe.
Yeah.
But
Really
he's-
painting the visual for the people out
But
there.
he's got to have his pipe going at that time.
Yeah, I could figure that thing out. I'll get it going. But no, I was sitting up there. It was like yesterday or something. And I'm sitting there, and this guy's on there ranting and raving about cigarette smokers out on the streets and this and that, and all this other stuff, and just going off, just ripping them. Oh, they leave their cigarette butts everywhere, blah, blah. They smoke, they stink, blah, blah. Even though it's non-smoking in a restaurant, you smell like you're smoking when you come in like that. Then I watched him as he turns over and he goes into a bong and starts taking a big old hit. And I'm like, really, dude? No. I mean, I was like, really, dude? You're going to blast cigar and cigarette smokers for smelling like cigars and cigarettes, yet you're going to come in walking, smelling like a damn dead skunk.
Now, you know what's funny
They
about
got caught
that?
in my drive shaft.
You know what's funny
Fuck
about
off.
that? I just recently read, they put a report out there that said bong hits in a closed environment are more dangerous to your lungs than a cigarette.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's you can go any which way. Yes, there's medical benefits,
Right.
of course.
But here's the
But-
thing. They left out cigars in the whole damn conversation.
Well, yeah.
Because if now you have THC and all that it's got more tar and all that on your cilia.
Right.
Hey, man.
Then below that has to be cigarettes. Below that has to be pipes. Below that has to be the organic cigar.
Yeah.
Right.
They didn't want to talk about it.
If they want to
Well,
take
no.
if they want to take the heat off of cigars and pipes, I am completely fine with that.
Look,
Yeah.
we all know people, if not yourself, that at some point in time might have dabbled in some weed, right? Fine. We know a lot of people. Everybody knows somebody. But America doesn't have a problem with that. They have no problem with people smoking weed.
Right.
But they have a problem with another organic product like a cigar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Blows my mind.
I just don't get it.
I-
Because that, like you said, that dude that's hitting that bong hit, he's all happy.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's doing something illegal.
Right.
Whether or not you like it in your state as recreational, it's still illegal federally. And trust me, those people listening out there looking at me, yeah, I've smoked my fair share. I'm not going to lie. But I'm not saying don't not make it legal.
Right.
But let's be honest about it. And let's say smoke, right?
Yes.
So then if smoke is smoke, Why can't you barbecue on your patio in a Minnesota apartment complex?
Right.
Because it's smoke. They won't allow you to do it.
Right.
But yet, they're also going to look at making medical marijuana available to everybody without doing a long-term study.
Right.
Because we've had this illegal for how long now?
Oh, yeah.
And nobody's done a study. But if you look at the rest of the world, they've done studies.
Yep.
The National Health Organization, World Health Organization, WHO's done it.
Yep.
But when you look at the CDC and what they say, it's complete opposite, even on tobacco.
Yep. Same
So
game.
I don't understand why you have an appeal authority, the WHO, and you have the CDC, right? So they should cancel each other out for the argument because this guy says this, appeal to authority, right? A fallacy. So the point becomes, I'm on a tangent.
Yes.
No, yeah.
We got it.
And I get
We've been here for these before.
yeah, I get frustrated a little bit, like when people say that, because the majority of the people that choose to smoke tobacco today know the health risks.
Yes.
We know this because it's been advertised on TV,
Oh, yeah.
everywhere.
Yep.
So the person's making an informed decision to choose to do that, right?
Yep.
Yep.
They know that they could maybe not feel so good running up a hill.
Yep.
But do you know that nicotine is good in your intestines when you have ulcerative colitis? Even though we have long-term studies that says it produces cancer.
Yep.
Now, what you said about your dad's cigarette,
Yep.
do you think that was real tobacco then versus today? I guarantee there was more tobacco then.
I'm sure there was.
I'm sure there was less additives.
I've been
back
to
then.
one of the major cigarette manufacturers when I lived in that southern state. We'll keep it out of there. And went through there, and the neighbor didn't smoke, so he got a free pack a day. And then Friday they had the fuck up bin Friday, they called it. So it could have been weird cigarettes in the wrong wrapper or whatever.
Something.
And he'd always leave them on my door. I had a little bag, and he'd just put every day he'd come home, he'd drop it in the door. So I never had to buy, for like 4 years, I never had to buy smokes, which was great. But,
Oh, well, that's nice.
but
So
he gave me a tour of the
technically, you're
plant.
smoking for free still
Right.
because
Yeah.
all that money you put in
Kind
the
of.
bank.
Yeah. So literally.
$19,000 in the bank in that account.
Right. So I ended up, the Navy broke that out of me when I went back in there. So, but I went, and he goes, hey, they're having a tour Saturday. You want to go? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I went down there and physically saw what they did to make them. And I'm like, I just was like, oh my God, really? Oh, wow. This is not cool.
Yeah, when they say additives, it's fucking additives.
Oh, yeah.
There's very little tobacco in a cigarette.
Yeah.
They strip it all down to make it look like white confetti
Yep.
that ran through a shredder, and they store all the different flavors, basically, and then the nicotine in a different tank, and then they add a whole bunch of, because California came out originally with it has to go out, so it can't sit there and burn. So
Yeah, because of all the fires and people falling asleep in their house.
Yeah.
So that started that thing.
Which
and-
just added more shit.
yeah,
to it.
which now you're adding ammonia and you're adding all this other crap.
You
to
know
make it
what's
go out, and
something
it's like,
funny?
ugh.
Of all the fires we have annually in the United States, and they're from curtains or,
Yeah.
right? Why don't we produce a fabric that doesn't burn for curtains, for furniture, and all that,
Well, they
bringing
got,
back asbestos.
right? Because
yeah, because that worked out great.
because look, you have these big companies out there making furniture, right?
Right.
Let's compare furniture from IKEA versus an Amish store.
Yeah.
You right there in your head, you see the difference, right? Just on wood.
Have you seen the comparisons between historic houses and new houses?
Oh,
and they
dude.
burn because the old houses they had wool fabrics, they had
Right.
whatever it is, right? And so that shit is a slow burn compared to
Yeah.
all of the stuff made out of
Oh, yeah.
oil today that just goes up and becomes an inferno.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. We haven't, instead of saving lives, we said, let's make the cigarette go out. And then they changed it again, too, and put the little dimples and stuff like that in.
Right.
Yep.
So they're caring, but they still get their tax money.
Yeah.
If they really cared, they would take that tax money that they got from the big settlement and find a way to use it in a more positive way and make something that doesn't burn.
Yeah.
I'm not a chemical engineer by any means. I don't have that ability.
I know a couple
can
years
think.
ago there was a spray you could spray on like curtains and stuff like that wouldn't stop it from
Slow it up.
burning, but it would cause it to, if it flamed up, it would go out immediately and then like smolder slowly
Yeah.
or something. But
No.
I think a lot of it has to do with money and where it comes from. Bottom line.
What?
Yeah.
That's not a thing.
Look,
I know, right?
Furniture today does not hold up.
No,
period.
it's cheap as shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big dude, right?
Yeah.
But if I have a lazy boy couch and I pull it up and put my feet out, it seems like after 6 months, a
earthquake.
year, the bolts and everything on the inside pop off, and then you're like
Yeah.
Yeah.
chilling.
Well, it's
Yeah.
just like a bed 30 years ago. My parents slept on the same bed for 25 years. I have to switch one out every 5 years because they're just made with shit quality junk.
I never once, growing up, my parents never changed a mattress.
No.
They never even complained about how bad their bed was.
No.
None of the kids did.
I know that I was the youngest kid, and when I graduated, because evidently they were saving money when I was gone or whatever, but that's when they bought a new fucking bed. So from 1969 until 1997, they slept on the same fucking mattress and had the same shit the whole way through. And then they were like, Pierce is gone. Let's get a new bed to celebrate. Or,
Actually, that's not what they said.
That's
They
probably
said,
not what they did.
Donald has left the building.
You know how much I hate that fucking name.
Do you know why occasionally I say to you, good job, Donald?
No.
Only because that's your proper name, and I want to make sure it hits home.
Yeah, that was a proper name given to me by a person that I can give a fuck less about.
Well, just don't take it from him. Give it to him.
Nah. No, I got my own name.
But you know
Okay,
why
Pink.
old pillows are so heavy, right? I mean,
Yeah. Well, they were down feathers. They were goose. They were.
it's all the
Yeah, but have you ever
dust
noticed,
mites
like-
that are in there, man.
Yeah.
All the right.
Right.
What's growing in there, man? After 30 years.
Oh, you don't want to know.
After, like, on the bird feathers?
I'm
Or are you
just
talking
saying,
about
all
just
your
the
dead
filament
skin that
shit?
goes inside
Oh,
of all
yeah,
that stuff,
dude.
and it fills up with dust mite feces and yada yada. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
delicious, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's delicious, man.
Delicious.
That's why they're so heavy.
That should be the tagline for it.
Grandma's pillows weigh 80
Yeah.
pounds, man.
These will last you 50 years. It's delicious, baby.
So if you have an old Electrolux vacuum cleaner, they used to call it the pig, right? Little that long hose had the little motor head you'd attach to the end. So take that thing one day. If you really want to play games with yourself, take a paper towel, open it up, open the little pig dumping tray, put it in there, close it back up, lock it down. Fire up that vacuum cleaner and run that thing over your bed once.
No.
Lift it up and then go, oh shit. You'll be buying a bed every other week, I guarantee you.
The amount of mites and stuff that
Yeah,
come off your own skin
dead cells and
is-
shit.
You would trip out if you saw it.
No, I just
You
I'm
learn
more getting the visual.
You would learn how to float and sleep. You wouldn't touch anything.
no.
Anyway, this has been a good cigar
this is
talk.
really off
end
the
up on
rails.
Bed mites.
All right,
but
so
whatever.
the next podcast is going to be fun.
This is what we talk about when we are doing our dessert menu: is bed mites and how much your bed gained weight over 10 years.
Yeah, because you know what? You're going back to that hotel in the Poconos that you went for the dinner at.
Right. You're
So-
like shit.
Dessert conversation. You know what I'm saying?
This is the way it is.
I'll sleep on the fucking
Hey, look,
jacket
look.
now. I'm
The
over this.
funny thing is, right? We had that couple that came in the store and we were talking for about 15 minutes. We might have said
yeah.
this on another podcast. We're talking to them, Tony and I, and all of a sudden they go, "Wait a minute,
Oh.
you guys are on the podcast." We're like, "Yeah, we work
Yeah.
at DTC.
The
That's what we got to do."
Stunt doubles are a little expensive. We can't afford them.
They made us feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It is weird, dude. I had that happen on what was it, the last week? They're like, "Oh my god, you're handsome Pierce," and I'm like, "Yeah."
Hello?
Did you just see it on the fucking TV above me or
Do
what?
they let celebrities bartend?
They were like, "I thought your voice sounded." We listened to your podcast, and now I know why I recognize the voice. And I was like, "This is fucking weird. Man." All right, sounds good.
Hey, as long as you don't forget your lines,
My
you can
lines?
still do the podcast.
Oh yeah.
So what was next week?
Next week is going to be fun. So if people are
pick and
listening,
pray.
people are listening to this
Pick
one,
a stick.
you're going to see us three get challenged in a way that it's going to be dangerous. So what we're going to do is Ethan, the guy behind the camera that you hear occasionally, he's going to have about 2 weeks where he's going to decide which cigar each one of us are going to smoke. We will not know what it is. We will have 3 different ones.
Yep.
He'll put them out there. We'll just grab one. We'll cut it. We'll light it. We're going to dry inhale it first, cold draw,
Right.
see what that's like, discuss it. We'll light it. Then we're just going to have a conversation about the tobaccos.
Right.
And then whatever comes out doesn't matter. because it's all subjective when you taste tobacco.
Right.
But we're also going to have him knowing exactly what it's like.
Yeah, I can put up slides with all the flavor profiles and country of origin and all that stuff, and you guys are going to be in the blind.
Yep. And then at the end of it, he will tell us each what we picked. And we can discuss that on how messed up we messed it up, or what happens if Pierce gets lucky and nails the damn cigar.
Right.
Just give me a Padron box press.
Yeah.
I'll be good with that.
We're just going to put it in our orders right
Now,
now.
see,
I know what
if
it
that
is.
was up to me to get the cigars, I'd be going down to like the gas station. Like, all right, asshole.
You don't
Here's
think
Navante.
we want to play
First,
this
here's
games? Yeah.
First of all, you know I'm gonna know that.
But I'll make sure it's well humidified by the time we get them.
Look, as soon
Here's
as I
your
light
white
it,
owl,
hey,
white
as soon as I
fucking-
light it and it starts flaking and falling, I'm gonna be like, you got me.
You
Thanks for the
son of a
non-blunt.
bitch, you
Yeah.
got me. Well, thank you guys for
Why has this got a wood tip on it? This is weird. All right.
That's a badly rolled cigar there, buddy.
Fuck.
No, I don't have to.
Well, thanks for tuning in to DTC Blow and Smoke Podcast. You can find us on
By the way, this
Facebook.
podcast was not sponsored by the Fowler Trucking Company. Shout out to you guys in Belfouche.
Where's? I haven't seen those guys for a while.
You
They
don't-
better
you don't
not
work
be
on Sundays.
Fucking
Yeah.
cheating on it. Oh no, they come in
No,
on
they
Sundays.
come in
All
on
right.
Sunday.
Don't worry, they're box buyers.
Yeah.
This dude keeps going up on his palate, though, man.
What is he on now?
Family Reserves.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow. Yeah. All
All
right.
right. Well, okay.
That sounds good.
Hey.
And if you want to order your family reserves, go to www.deadwoodtobacco.com. Give us a call at 605-722-1510 if you need any help with flavor profiles or anything like that. Make sure you call and say hi to Diana and then hang up. Say
Shoot a
Diana's here.
Facebook message and the preacher will answer it.
Yeah, there you go. Facebook Preacher, if you email us at one of those, we could do that, or we could do DTC Blow and Smoke Podcast at gmail.com. You can get a hold of us on email at the info at deadwoodtobacco.com. We'd love to hear from you guys, making sure we give anybody a shout out that reaches out to us. If you have any ideas that you want to see us do on the podcast, don't hesitate to write us, and we try to get that in on our really heavy slated topic board.
Yeah. 'Cause it was
Hey,
heavy today.
we pick them out of a hat.
We do pick 'em out of a hat.
literally.
Real quick, though, two things.
Yes.
We are moving. Okay, I just want people to know because we've got a lot of questions. We've signed the lease. We have the financing. We have the drawings, and everything is done. We are just waiting for a contractor to get back to us and say good to go, and then we will start the build out.
Welcome to Deadwood.
The second thing that I want people to know is Ethan and I will be going back to Honduras the first week of May.
Oh, nice.
There is a factory that has been built for us, and we will be seeing the Chasing the Dragon DTC factory.
Hell yeah.
It's the third floor.
Nice.
Very
It
nice.
does have a view. I don't know if the windows are in yet, but we're going to check it out. So those are the two updates I wanted to get out there. We are moving. Everything just taking time, but we're doing it.
Yeah, he got the key, so I know damn good and well we're doing something.
There you go.
I mean, unless he's renting it for some kind of suave 6,000 foot
Roller skate rink.
Fishbowl party?
roller skate rink, fishbowl
yeah,
party.
yeah.
It does have some poles
You
in
could
the
do
middle.
roller skate and fishbowl party.
Dude,
Yeah.
that would be a cool cigar store, like a roller skate rink, and the
Just,
like it's
can you
No.
imagine some of the people just
No.
you would have great
moment.
you would have great air filtration.
Yeah. No.
Then we could do the speed skate for the adults.
Oh, God.
Right around the
skate.
cones.
All
and
skate.
then yeah, you gotta win your little ticket to get your free Coca-Cola for your girlfriend. But as an adult, it would be some like well drink
yeah.
mixed with Coke.
They'll show up with their
A well drink
Segways.
nicknamed beer because that's what we have, beer and wine.
They'll show up with their Segway. Can I come in, man? It's like roller skating, just different.
Come on, man. The Segway's like the vape of the fucking roller skates. Get out of here.
All right. That's enough of this.
Thank you so much, guys,
See
for
ya.
tuning in. We'll see you next time around.
Later.
Peace out.
Polly wants a cracker.